Good morning. This is Anna Patterson with the North Carolina Housing Coalition. Thank you for joining us this morning for our housing call. And without further ado, I will turn it over to our Director of Housing Policy, Stephanie Watkins-Cruz.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you are having a great week so far. Today is October 22nd, and I just want to remind folks for the last few weeks, in light of Hurricane Helene and the various resources that we know our communities in Western North Carolina are in need of, we're still going to be focusing the housing call for today. We're going to give you an abbreviated version of the traditional call notes, and an additional call will still include all the links to federal, state, and local updates, but we're going to focus still primarily on Hurricane Helene resources and the latest information that we have. For those that don't already know, or just a friendly reminder that we do have a collaborative database that is live and has resources ranging from created by local organizers to federal resources and different state resources, as well as local and regional efforts. So that database is live and linked in the call notes. And if you know of other critical recovery resources, or you know of a resource that has to be updated, you can also find a link to update the database by filling out a really brief form or simply emailing us at info@nchousing.org. Last Thursday, there were several reports given during the Housing RSF, or Recovery Support Function meeting on Thursday, October 18th. As of then, there were over 186,000 people signed up for FEMA individual assistance, over $108 million distributed in individual benefits, and just shy of 4,000 families have checked into temporary shelter assistance placements, and that is over 5,100 people. Just a note that this is a big increase from the previous week when there were only 1,244 families utilizing the program. However, it still is a bit short, not considering that there are over 130,000 households in the area that are eligible. There are still only a few hotels and motels in Western North Carolina that are accepting FEMA hotel and motel vouchers for people who still have jobs in the area. They need to report that they need to report to in person, and schools are also starting back up. 6 additional FEMA disaster recovery centers opened last week, so there are now 10 recovery centers in Buncombe, Mitchell, Watauga, Pennsylvania, Henderson, Ashe, McDowell, Caldwell, Haywood, and Jackson counties. And Pisgah Legal Services is still offering free and in-person FEMA individual assistance application clinics. There's one today in Burnsville from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Cane River Middle School. There is one on Friday in Morganton from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the PLS Morganton office. That's Pisgah Legal Services Morganton office. And then there's one next Monday, October 28th, in Spruce Pine from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Tractor Food and Farms. A special reminder, if you live in Western North Carolina and were impacted by Hurricane Helene, you may be eligible for Disaster Supplemental Nutrition Assistance, so DSNAP benefits, and this will help you buy food. The deadline to apply for this is this Thursday, October 24th. Households must not be currently receiving regular food and nutrition services. Households must be impacted by Hurricane Helene with losses such as property damage or income loss. And there are some income and resource level requirements. People who are typically not eligible for SNAP because of any sort of drug-related felony conviction are eligible for disaster-related SNAP. You can register by phone or in person between the hours of 8 and 4 p.m., and there are several different locations listed on the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services website, DSNAP info page that we'll link in the call notes. Last Wednesday, about 75 people from across Buncombe County alone gathered in front of the courthouse to call for a 90-day rent and foreclosure moratorium. And on that same day, Governor Cooper has issued an executive order which temporarily is increasing maximum unemployment benefits for Western North Carolinians affected by Hurricane Helene from $350 a week to $600 a week. While this is a step forward, foreclosure and eviction protections are still very much needed. Members of the General Assembly are gathering again this week. They're convening and they're putting together a second disaster relief bill, and will discuss and possibly vote on it this Thursday, October 24th in Raleigh. We're going to be following this really closely, and we promise to keep you updated. Last but not least, we want to just highlight and remind folks that, early polling sites are open. For those impacted by Hurricane Helene, if you lost your photo ID, you still have options. You can fill out a photo ID exception form at your voting site or send the form back with your absentee ballot. You can check the box for exception 3. There's actually a box that says victim of natural disasters, and just make sure to sign the form. You can go to your County Board of Elections office, and if you're a registered voter, they can take your photo and print an acceptable ID on the spot. For details, go to get a free voter photo ID, and you can also get a free ID from a North Carolina DMV office in your area. For those of you all that are working with people in the communities in Western North Carolina, and you want to share this information with folks about voting, please make sure to check out the call notes. There's a lot of work being done to ensure that people in Western North Carolina are still able to vote. And last but not least, I just want to say that the National Low-Income Housing Coalition announced last week that their president and CEO, Diane Yancel, will be stepping down in January after 12 years with the organization. We'll keep you posted once we learn what's next for her and any updates we hear about the search for her successor. Just on a personal note, I remember meeting Diane when I was in grad school. Fangirling, meeting her. She's very kind, really amazing, powerful leader, brilliant mind. Really excited to see where she goes next, and really thankful for all the resources and support that National Low-Income Housing Coalition gives us. So this news was a shock, but can only expect great things from Diane Yancel. That's all we have this week for you. Remember that there will be more links and notes in the call notes for you. So that if you would like to read about what we've discussed for Hurricane Helene and you still want to look about other updates, those will be in the call notes for you as well. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and as always, don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything.